All right, we are recording. Welcome back, gamers. Casual gaming news. We're doing it. Short, probably I know last time I said it was gonna be shorter. It wasn't. But this time will definitely be shorter. Got way less like major news stories, and it's a short stream today. But we're gonna go. We're gonna get through the stuff. Again, we're gonna go larger stories, smaller stories, then chat picks. We got a few of each one. We're gonna first start with some issues with the PlayStation 5 Pro and all the performance enhanced games, or the PS5, the Pro enhanced games, whatever it is, whatever they're calling it. Where there have been some issues with it so far. People are complaining that some of the games are looking worse. This is VGC. This is Chris Scullion. I need to spend a day, and I apologize to the YouTubians, YouTube frogs, as some people like to say. That's not my joke. That's Ray's joke. That's not mine. I'm not taking credit for that. I need to go back and add all the links in the descriptions for the previous like 3. But this is Chris Scullion VGC. So people are complaining that the enhanced games are looking worse on this one. So there's specifically Star Wars Survivor and Silent Hill 2. People are complaining about the quality versus the, the quality and performance stuff. So a couple of examples here. So this is the Silent Hill 2 example, where this is right now the regular quality 30 FPS mode. Let me make it bigger. This is the quality 30, and then, so this is the quality 30 FPS. Let me see if I can 1080 this bitch. So the quality 30 FPS mode on Silent Hill 2, right? Looks pretty okay. Obviously, it's framey. Switching over to performance, and all of the like water reflections are broken, and it looks super grainy comparatively. So I would say, yes, that looks worse, in my opinion. That's definitely not supposed to be like that. And then he switches back in a second, back to quality. Performance, yeah, it's not great. There was also a video from Digital Foundry talking about this, and they do a few comparisons here. So quality mode on the left, PS5 quality mode, PS5 Pro quality mode, but there is a comparison in the performance mode. Where is the ship example? Yeah, so quality mode, the lighting is pretty fine, but it's way darker in performance mode. Even here, performance mode on the 5, performance mode on the Pro looks a little weird. There's another example here. Foliage stuff. There's a lot of like tearing. Yeah, it just looks weird. There's the one. So you got performance mode on the Pro versus quality mode on the Pro. Right? Quality mode is just dark. You can see nothing. It's all the lighting's just completely broken over here on the right. So a lot of complaints. Like, you can't see nothing. This is supposed to be Pro, right? It's supposed to look way better. Right now we're on, it's 1080 this bitch, so it looks a little bit less grainy. Yeah, still looks not great. Anyway, so specifically those 2 games have been getting a lot of complaints. There's more to this story specifically, but there's been updates since then, so we're not going to go through it really for the most part, because EA did respond. This is Jordan Midler, VGC. EA did respond on Twitter saying they were aware of the issue with Star Wars Jedi Survivor on PS5 Pro and they're actively investigating it. So this is talking about Digital Foundry specifically, that there's severe image quality problems. They had the side-by-side and performance mode on PS5 and PS5 Pro. Notes clear shimmering present in the latter, said to be a result of the console's PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution PSSR upscaling technology. If you look at the side-by-side, you can see just how unstable the game appears now with PSSR in the performance mode. This is Digital Foundry's Oliver McKenzie. I would personally go as far as to say it looks dramatically worse than the old performance mode here. EA has now claimed it's investigating the situation. Details of the fix weren't shared, nor was a timeline when to expect the fixes. And more so, the PS5 Pro had numerous patches before the game had more patches before the release of the Pro. It reached a point where its performance mode was not that offensive looking. It was basically not too bad. It was basically okay, especially from a normal viewing distance or on a large television. However, the addition of PSSR, which, like other upscaling algorithms, uses machine learning to present a game's rendering output at a higher resolution, appears to be creating a shimmering effect. And the issue is also affecting Silent Hill 2, which there was also an update from Bloober Team. They also acknowledged the issues. This is Tom Ivan VGC. They in a Twitter response, so someone was like, "Hey, you guys aware of this shit?" And they were like, "Hey, we're working on it." So this again, Digital Foundry went through it and some glaring issues. The game's latest patch version 1.05 apparently introduces issues on the PS5 Pro across both modes, but most notably the performance mode. Compared to the base PS5's upscaling method, there's often visible downgrade in image quality, more visual noise, flicker, and temporal instability in movement. Most notably, walking around Silent Hill's streets, PSSR breaks the stability of the game's lumen reflections and GI. On the 60 FPS performance mode, world reflections in puddles now jitter from left to right with no anti-aliasing to disguise their pixelation. Still shots don't do it justice, they break up during movement itself. The second problem is the presentation of Lumen GI on PS5 Pro. Across the game's early woodland route, the use of Lumen to simulate indirect lighting and shadow is affected. There are shimmering artifacts on shadowed elements, whereas on the base PS5, they appear entirely stable. And there was a follow-up here from Bloober Team, and they say they did send out a patch. This was yesterday. That say address the issues. I don't know if it completely fixed it. So 1.06, and these are the patch notes. So there was in the technology section, fix some graphical glitches on PS5 Pro, and that's about it for this. So those are the two big games taking a lot of flack about this stuff. I couldn't find any other like major games complaining about it, but we'll see. Those are just the first two. Next, let's talk about PlayStation trying to acquire FromSoft indirectly. FromSoft, you know, the makers of like the Souls games and stuff. A very big developer for PlayStation. This is Reuters. This is Anirban Sen and Sam Nussi. I don't know how to pronounce that. So they're trying to buy basically FromSoft, but not directly, because I don't think FromSoft wants to be bought by Sony. So Sony's acquiring FromSoft's parent company, Kadokawa. Well, they're trying to, I think. There was nothing confirmed when this story came out. So the story says they're in talks to acquire Kadokawa, the Japanese media powerhouse behind Elden Ring game. Two sources familiar with the matter said as the technology giant looks to add its entertainment portfolio. Let me mute my watch real fast. The talks between the two sides are ongoing. If successful, a deal could be signed in the coming weeks. Kadokawa share prices, blah, blah, blah. Sony declined to comment, and Kadokawa said it cannot comment. Sony already has a 2% stake in Kadokawa and a stake in Kadokawa-controlled From Software, the developer of the hit fantasy action role-playing game. They specifically talk about Elden Ring, but it's the Souls games. Come on, guys. Just because Elden Ring was the biggest one. Elden Ring is available on all platforms, so are like the rest of the Souls games, so it's fine. Publisher 1945 is pretty wild. I didn't read that much into this one. Other franchises include Delicious in Dungeon, a manga series. Wow. So talking more about the history of the companies. But there was a small follow-up to this that Kadokawa did confirm it, that a letter was sent. This is Jordan Midler, VGC. A statement from Kadokawa reads, there are some articles on the acquisition of Kadokawa Corporation by Sony. However, this information is not announced by the company. The company has received an initial letter of intent to acquire the company's shares, but no decision has been made at this time. If there are any facts that should be announced in the future, we will make an announcement in a timely and appropriate manner. If this moved forward, is there a chance of PS exclusive? That's what's possible, is that if Sony does acquire Kadokawa and therefore FromSoft, it's possible they'll try to make those IPs console exclusive, which would be pretty annoying. I mean, I usually buy them on PlayStation anyway, so it's not that big a deal for me. but I know a lot of people do buy them on Xbox to get the Chivos, right? I like the trophies in those games, not so much the Chivos. But who knows? I mean, right? Because Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, but Call of Duty still on all the consoles. Who knows? It could be that it does happen, but they're still able to, you know, they're still able to release on all systems. It could be something crazy happens. Like, they're trying to do this, but then somehow Microsoft goes and buys From Software directly. Who knows? Anything could happen. That would be crazy if that happened. All right, so we'll save the Game Awards thing for the end. Going on to the smaller stories, let's get an update on the TCG Pocket game. That's just like printing money. This game's just printing money right now. So they're over 120 million, and they passed 100 million in 17 days, in a little over 2 weeks. I think they're up to 6.4 million in daily player spending since launch on average. The game generated an initial 35.8 million in a week, and further 48.5 million in week 2. 5 days into week 3, the latest Pokemon hit has made another 37.2 million. So this game is just taking the world by storm. This is PocketGamer.biz. This is Aaron Astle. I already linked it in there, my bad, but I didn't say who it was. I don't play this game mainly because I just don't have time to play a game on my phone. But I know a lot of people that are playing it. I know a lot of people that at my real work that are playing it and that are like, hey, I'm opening all these packs. I have the rarest card, and I was like, that's wild. I can't play that. But this is nuts. This is just nuts numbers right here. It's like Flappy Bird numbers almost. Or I think that might be doing better than Flappy Bird. Because Flappy Bird was just in ad revenue. This is also like microtransactions in this fucking game, which is nuts. Hey guys, keep playing the game. If you like game, keep playing it. It's great. I'm sure there's gonna be more expansions and stuff, just like we talked about with Pokemon Go, which started very bare bones in the beginning compared to what it is now. Moving on, Control 2. They're talking about it's gonna be a little bit different than the first game. This is Jordan Midler, BGC. So Remedy has announced that Control 2 will be an action RPG. So as part of the company's capital markets day results, the Finland-based developer revealed that the sequel would add RPG elements but shared no further details. Control Ultimate Edition will also release on Mac on February 12th. Surprise. Which is kind of far from now. They announced that Alan Wake 2 sold over 1.8 million units, and the DLC teased the next project, and Control 2 is in development. I remember now it's being co-financed by Annapurna and published by Remedy. So yeah, just a small update on where they're going with Control 2. We just finished Control 1 on stream, and we started Alan Wake 2, so we're excited to continue this. Hopefully by the time we finish Alan Wake 2 with all the DLCs, maybe Control 2 comes out. Who knows? Right? We'll see. Be pretty fun. So just a small update on Control 2, just because we've been playing it. More updates on Star Wars Outlaws here. This is Jordan Miller again, VGC. So they're planning to remove stealth from almost all quest objectives, meaning that if there's an objective to do something that requires stealth, in the OG version of the game, if you were caught, it was just, you failed the mission, you started over. So you couldn't really get past it other than being completely stealthy. And a lot of players are complaining about the detection. It says right here, detection mechanics could be unpredictable and inconsistent, which makes it hard to complete missions if your goal is to be stealthy, and inconsistent enough where you just can't get past the mission because they won't let you do it however you want. So they specifically said restrictions like do not raise the alarm or do not get caught in quests were forcing players into stealthy playstyles, limiting the ability to choose whether to use combat or not. As a result, some quests could feel frustrating or unfair. Who said this? It's just Ubisoft, just generic. Drew Reckner, the game's new creative developer. Our first step in expanding player choice is removing forced stealth from almost all quest objectives. This doesn't mean that sneaking is no longer a viable or even preferable option in some cases. Rather, if you're caught while sneaking, the objective won't fail and reset you to the last checkpoint. Instead, you'll seamlessly transition into combat. We know many of you enjoy the stealth approach, so it was important for us to preserve that playstyle while also giving you the freedom to decide how to tackle each mission. Does it say when this would be fully done. It doesn't say. It doesn't say specifically which update it's going to happen in, but I assume it's one of the upcoming ones. Again, we're also in the middle of playing this, but yes, it is definitely a player-focused update, right? Because if people are frustrated with this stuff, just take it out. Who cares, right? Let the people play how they want. Restricting playstyle has never been like the way to go, for especially like an quote-unquote open world RPG, right? Why are you restricting playstyles? That's wild. And that's really it for like the mini news. Like I said, this is gonna be a much shorter news segment today. Let's go through the chat picks. Like I said, we're gonna do the Game Awards stuff at the end because it's gonna be a little bit of a longer thing to go through. First thing is something about the Call of Duty company boss showing up for an IRL 1v1 or some baloney here. This is Dexerto. Callum Patterson. So this is in France. So some gamer, some shitty head gamer was like tweeting at one of the execs about the game and saying, hey, show up to this place for a 1v1. And then the dude actually showed up and is like, hey, where are you? I'm right here. I'm waiting. Look, he's like, are you coming? This is French. I don't know what this says. So if anyone knows French, tell me what this says. Or don't. This is the guy that was like, hey, come for a 1v1 over here. There's a response, whatever this says. I think he's apologizing. But then the guy responds with a video. Maybe chat can translate this video for me. He's like, come on, I'm coming. Come on, I'm here. Come get me. He's like, great. He's like, I'm here. Anyway, he's calling him out. And the guy responds again, saying, the gamer chickened out, responding, I would have liked to, but 34.2 temperature plus stomachache plus headache. Sorry, I give up. And then like the place where they were supposed to meet up was like, come and pick up the man who has been tweeting since this morning in front of the store on the street here. So that's pretty funny. That's a pretty funny story. Next, we've got some small updates about Diablo. So according to Screen Rant, according to Brad Lang on Screen Rant, it looks like there's going to be some DLC if you own the DLC, you'll get some exclusive content in the future. So like if you already paid for Vessel of Hatred for Diablo 4, there's going to be some stuff coming out that's going to be only for people that purchase that, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I don't think it said anything specific. Yeah, I don't think it said anything specific for what's going to come out for players, but they are planning to release stuff for people that already had it. 32.2, so like 90 degrees. I agree. How does that stop you? Great question, chat. But that's pretty cool. Hopefully it's a lot of cool stuff, because I don't know about spending any more money on this game. I think we've all spent enough. Next chat pick is everyone knows Jack Patillo. Apparently he started a new venture as community manager for Channel 37. So this is a mobile game developer who has yet to release anything. So this is a longer story than it needs to be. This is from Global Newswire. So it's pretty cool. Let's go, Jack. We're all here. We're all Jack supporters out here. Jack Patillo. Pretty exciting stuff. Hopefully he does good. I mean, he's going to do a good job. Hopefully the developer here picks up and they release something pretty fun and we can all play it. And then we can all message the community manager and be like, hey, this game was fun. Or, hey, this game was shit. Because we will all be honest about our opinions, obviously. So, pretty cool stuff. Very exciting for him. I think that's it for chat. I think that's it for chat picks that we went through for like the most important stuff, because we want to get to the Game Awards nominations. So we have two updates about this. We're gonna go through the second story first, where this is Jordan Midler VGC. I think Jeff Keighley did announce that DLC remakes and remasters are going to be eligible for Game of the Year. So if something awesome comes out as a remaster, let's say something like, I don't know, Resident Evil 4 remaster or remake. Just because it's a remake of a game that already came out, that doesn't mean it shouldn't be up for Game of the Year. So the website now reads: the Game Awards aims to recognize the best creative and technical work each year, irrespective of the format of that content's release. Expansion packs, new game seasons, DLCs, remakes, and remasters are eligible in all categories if the jury deems the new creative and technical work to be worthy of a nomination. Factors such as newness of the content and its price/value should be taken into consideration. So the jury members have been notified, which means you'll see some of that stuff in the nominations, which we're going to go look at right now. So this is just Tom Ivan VGC recapping what the nominations are. We can just go through them quickly. I mean, by quickly, we're just going to go through them. How long is this nomination video? Actually, 11 minutes. No, thank you. We'll go through them manually. And you can go to thegameawards.com and you can vote. Like, you are allowed to vote for the Game Awards. They do, I think they still do the system where the general public can vote and your votes are weighted against like actual outlets and stuff, and review companies. Their votes count a little more, but overall, like, you can vote for Game Awards. We'll start at the bottom here. So best esports game, we've got Counter-Strike 2, we got CS2, Dota, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang. No, there's the same. A lot of these I assume are going to be like the same games that we've seen every year. Content Creator of the Year, I don't know any of these people, honestly. Techno Gamers, Typical Gamer, who's out of it. Okay. Most anticipated games, we have Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, GTA 6, Metroid Prime 4, Monster Hunter Wilds. Doesn't that come out soon? I thought did that come out already? When does that come out? Does that come out already? Yeah, it came out already. It came out like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Interesting. So that's wild for them to put a game that's released on the Game Awards. There's no way GTA 6 doesn't make that. Best adaptation, we got Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles. I haven't seen that. Yakuza, which Lopez says is not great, and the Tomb Raider one, I haven't seen that either. Multiplayer game, we got Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Warhammer Space Marine. Sports games / racing, F1, EAFC, NBA, Topspin, WWE. Best sim / strategy game, we got Age of Mythology, Frostpunk 2, Kitsunigami, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. Best family game, we've got Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire. I'm pretty sure Astrobot's going to win that one. Best fighting game, Sparking Zero. We got Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics, Multiverses, and Tekken 8. Best RPG, Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. There you go. That's right there. You've got your DLC added in as a nomination there. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Infinite Wealth, or Metaphor Refantasio. Metaphor, that one might be the underdog and win the Refantasio, because that one was like very highly reviewed. Other than that, probably Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. It was really good. Best action adventure game, Astrobot, Prince of Persia, Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Echoes of Wisdom. I don't know who's going to win that one. That's a tough one. Best action game, Black Myth Wukong, Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade Warhammer. I hope Helldivers 2 wins a lot of these games, because Helldivers 2 is such a great game. Best VR AR game, Arizona Sunshine Remake. Interesting. Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, Metal Hellsinger VR, Metro Awakening. I don't know if I've seen enough about any of those games to make a intelligent or educated judgment here. Best mobile game, AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Wuthering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero. There's no way Balatro or Pokemon don't win that. Best debut indie game, Animal Well, Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, Plucky Squire. I'm pretty sure Balatro is going to win that. Best independent game, so indie and independent game, Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. I don't know what that is. Neva UFO 50. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky. I'm going to say Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, some chatters, specifically Taryn, you know what Neva is? Wow. I don't know what that is. Best ongoing game, Destiny 2. Didn't Destiny 2 end? I don't know. Oh no, they're still doing stuff. Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2. This is another tough one because I think all of these are good options. Like if any of these win, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Games for impact. Closer the distance. Indica, Neva, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senua Saga Hellblade 2. I forgot that game came out. Tales of Kenzera's out. I honestly hope Tales of Kenzera wins. Innovation in accessibility. Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age Veilguard, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Star Wars Outlaws. Best performance. Brianna White, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Hana Tell from Life is Strange. Humberly Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws. Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2. Melina Jurgens from Senua Saga. I think Senua Saga might win that one. Best audio design. Astrobot, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Senua Saga, Silent Hill. There's no way Hellblade doesn't win audio design. That game's nuts with audio. In terms of like how they use it to like build moods and stuff like that. Best score in music. Astrobot, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Metaphor, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. Best art direction, we've got Astrobot, Black Myth, Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Metaphor, and Neva. I don't know who would win that one. That's a tough one. Best narrative, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor, Senua Saga, and Silent Hill 2. I feel like Senua Saga has a chance at that one, but I can't. Astrobot has done very well, like very, very well. It's a super underdog right now. Best game direction. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree DLC specifically, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Fantastic. I think they've added that stipulation for this year's Game Awards specifically because Shadow of the Erdtree came out. So that might be it. And if that's the case, that's pretty funny. Game direction for this one, it's a tough one. I don't think it's going to be Astrobot or Wukong. And then for Game of the Year, your nominations are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Fantasio. I don't think Final Fantasy or Wukong, because Wukong did not review well with general gamers. I don't think it's going to be Wukong or Final Fantasy. It's going to be one of the other ones, in my opinion. So what would chat's Game of the Year be if they're not vibing with the ones listed here? Because I feel like nothing crazy came out this year. We can look it up. Overwatch 2 did not come out this year, so that's not exactly how that works. What were the big things that come out? Let's check this here. That is weird that Dragon Age didn't get more nominations. I agree with that. Helldivers, I think, also should be nominated for Game of the Year. I agree. That is a missed opportunity there. Because, again, Wukong did not review that well. And I feel like Balatro has been out for longer than that. Oh, I guess it didn't. I guess it did come out this year. I think it was like last year. Let's go to the bottom of this list. Actually, College Football 25 is one of the top selling games this year. Helldivers 2 is top 5. Black Ops is top 5. Sparking Zero is top 5. Dragon's Dogma is up there. Yeah, this is a weird list. But again, you guys can vote. I would probably put Dragon's Dogma up there instead of Wukong. I would probably put Helldivers up there instead of Balatro. Because at the end of the day, Balatro is a very cool game. Game of the Year, though, is tough. There were some nominations for Dragon's Dogma. Where is it? There was a couple. Or maybe there wasn't. Maybe there was no... There's Dragon Age. Oh, got best RPG. I knew that. I could have swore I saw it once, but yeah. Best RPG, Dragon's Dogma was up there. So I agree. Dragon's Dogma probably could have used a couple more nominations. Helldivers 2, I think, should be in the running for Game of the Year. It's such a great game. There's not really much else. It's weird that, I mean, Hellblade 2 didn't get that well reviewed. But I think it got better reviews than Wukong. Hey, you're right. Supermarket Simulator did come out this year. What was in the best simulation games? There was a best action adventure, sim strategy. It is not in there. So your sim strategy games are Age of Mythology, Frostpunk, Tsunigami, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. Interesting that I feel like sim and strategy should be separated, honestly, because there's so many simulation games. I think that's it. So Game Awards are scheduled for, are they scheduled? It's usually December, right? December 12th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. There's a very small chance we would be able to stream this. If you guys would like to live watch and react to the Game Awards, there's a small chance that we'll be able to live stream this. If I can get like an overlay, I do actually have. Do I have an overlay made already? Hey, if you guys want to see live reacts to the Game Awards, let me know in the comments below, or check out the Discord and stuff in here as we wind down news for today. It's as of right now, a 40-minute recording that will be cut down to like probably under 30. But yeah, I think that's everything. Let me just go over here again. That is everything for news for this week. We will be back next week, Friday. Nope, we won't. Next week is Thanksgiving, so there will be no streams next week aside from Sunday and Saturday. So we'll be back in a couple weeks because we'll be gone for the holidays. So we're scheduled to come back on the 6th. We'll be back on the 6th, the week before the Game Awards, to get some updates on news casually in chat. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out tonight. We're probably gonna play a little bit of games. Not too long. At most like another 90 minutes. We'll see. But thanks again, everyone that hung out tonight for Casual Gaming News. And until next time.